All right, shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we love to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh,
Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Kodash.
double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who were well within this ministry and taught us this Amah, which is the truth. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect that preach this truth throughout the four corners of the globe, risking their lives and freedom to do so. All right, shalom, shalom. I'm with the brother Ra'ai Bakha,
Shalom.
and I'm the brother Shamaria. All right, and we are of the GMS Cleveland branch. Coming back with another lesson, man. Lord willing, it be edifying and also exhortation. Man. All right, and as you can see, the brother going live, on his channel. The title of this lesson is "The Beast System is Falling," and it is, man. Which we know the beast system will consist of NATO and the EU. All right, and who will be the head honcho, so to speak, of the beast? It'll be America, man. All right, and first and foremost, America is falling, in a drastic way. All right, these other nations is no longer supporting America and its currency. All right, America is no longer being supported by way of these different imports and exports, making trades and goods and deals with these other nations. Why? Because they see Esau's, wickedness, man. Everything about this devil is starting to be exposed. Not only that, but the preaching of the word is starting to flourish, which is also bringing down this devil's kingdom. Everybody is these other nations. They look at America's political system and they laugh, man. It's all a joke. Look at who the president is of this place, man. All right, there is constantly mockery of even the so-called leader of this country. He's falling asleep during interviews. He's damn near on his deathbed, man. Okay, so without further ado, we're gonna hop straight into some scriptures. This is Revelation chapter 17, verse 1. And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. All right, and that great whore would be America. Once again, the head honcho of NATO and the EU. And those waters would consist of those other nations. So America is having the power of America was built off these other nations. All right, making alliances, making agreements and treaties and covenants with these other nations. That gave America its power and ruling over these other nations. But now you have, these different countries, they're starting to form alliances against America, right? They're making nuclear deals with Russia, with China, which would be considered enemies of the country of America. And now everyone has nuclear missiles. Everyone has nuclear arsenal. Esau Edom, he's not the only one with nuclear arsenal. Everyone has their own currency. Esau, he's not the only one. Esau's currency is not dependable anymore. The dollar is crashing. All right. These other nations, they already switching their assets and making it digital. America is just catching up, playing a slow roll, so to speak, man. But China, they're already, moving their currency over to digital. Russia, they're North Korea, these other countries, man, they're already they're already making progress with upgrading their currency and upgrading their so-called, countries to thrive against America, man. But ultimately, we know that the Lord, Yahweh Shai, he's going to come back and overthrow all of those countries. All right. But the point being that, all right, Babylon, this place is falling. These other nations are also going to fall with Babylon. But first and foremost, the Lord is going to use these other different nations to, basically conspire a plot against this place in there. And if you could grab, what's that? Isaiah the 13th chapter and verse 2, Revelation chapter 17, verse 2, it says, With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. And that's how Esau was able to gain power over these other nations, man, by treating them with his philosophy, his religion, right, his way of life, the way he, governs his society, the way he governs the people, the way he controls the minds of the people through his witchcraft, through his deceits, man. All right, through his, basically hobo sexuality and things of that nature. All of these other nations, they have taken on the ways of this devil, and that's how Esau had the upper hand upon, these other nations, man. Once again, forming alliances and treaties and covenants with these devils that Esau is no longer keeping. And that's why these other nations are going to turn against you, man. And it's according to prophecy, it's written in the scriptures. If you got that.
From the top of it.
I think it's like around verse 4 or 5. They talk about the mountain.
The noise of a multitude in the mountain. Let's start at 3 again. This is Isaiah 13:3. I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones from my anger, even them that rejoice in my highness.
Right, and once again, not only are these other nations bringing down your kingdom, but first and foremost, the prophets of the Most High, the word of the Most High is bringing down your kingdom. All right, because the preaching of the word is exposing you for your wickedness and exposing everyone else for their wickedness, even these other nations, and that's bringing down, this time period that of rulership that Esau is in.
The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustered the host of the battle.
And eventually it's going to lead to what? The Lord, like he said, he's going to gather all the nations in one spot to go to war with each other, which that will be the Valley of Jehoshaphat, the Lord's judgment. World War III, man. Okay? The Lord said, my determination is to gather the nations, to pour upon them my indignation. And that's what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah is going to do, man. All right? He's going to gather the nations, and they're going to what? They're going to flee to the Middle East, and that's where they're going to go to war. That's where the nuclear missiles are going to be shot off. All right? Different countries being destroyed.
It says they come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land.
And once again, what are the weapons of the Lord's indignation? First and foremost, those nuclear missiles that's going to be shot off, those intercontinental ballistic missiles.
And it gave clues because it said, from one end of heaven, even the Lord and his indignation to destroy the whole land. What type of weapon can be sent from one side of the earth to the other side of the earth and can destroy the whole land?
That's right.
Nuclear weapons, man.
Exactly. That's why they call it intercontinental, because they enter out of the atmosphere back into basically this heaven, which would be this ozone layer, but into a different country, man. They travel into different countries, and then you got different missiles that have upgraded technology and upgraded capabilities that could do more damage than just a regular missile. So this is really the Lord's weapon, man. All right, the Lord uses these different nations to create it, but it's really the Lord's working on the minds of these heathens to create it. This is the Lord's weapon.
He created the Western to destroy it. Then he say he blows the coal in the fire.
The smith blows the coal in the fire. Come on. So this is the Lord's weapon to ultimately destroy Esau, Edom, the beast system, and the rest of these other nations. All right, but before World War III happens, there's going to be other events and other prophecies that's going to lead to the decaying of the beast system. We got it all.
Verse 6. How ye, for the day of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty.
And we know the day of the Lord cometh like a thief in the night, man. All right, which the day of the Lord consists of plagues, death, fire being sent upon this place, lamentations and woes, famine. All right, the famine alone is going to break down this society. The famine alone is going to break down, Esau's kingdom. The minds of the people are going to go crazy. And then another thing is going to be civil unrest. The citizens that you once had control over, they're going to rise up against you, man, for the unrighteous decrees, right? For not having the natural resources they need to survive. They're going to look at the higher ups and they're going to put the figure at the higher ups, man. So then they're going to rise up against you.
Yeah, because it's all the spirit of the Lord. It's all prophecy. Like, one thing that people don't know is the Lord controls everything. I just did a video, I think it was just yesterday or the day before. The Lord is in control of everything, man. And if he said that something's going to happen, he uses man to make things happen. Like famine. This is an engineered famine that the Most High is using what? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, to control. Because the Lord said he is his sword. You feel me? I think it's Psalms, the 17th chapter, around the 13th verse.
Oh, yeah, I grab it.
It says that, you feel me? Hiding from that sword from man's hands was just my sword, man. So Esau, Edom is one of the ways that Yahweh Bashar get busy on you, Jakes, on you tribes. You got it.
This is Psalms chapter 17, verse 13. It says, "Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down."
Cast him down. Cast who down? It's about to further expound.
Deliver my sword from the wicked.
Deliver my soul from the wicked. Is it talking about the devil? Is it talking about some guy under the ground with a red suit on? Let's see.
Which is thy sword?
Which is thy sword. So the wicked is the sword of the Lord.
It says, verse 14, from men which are thy hand.
From what?
From men which are thy hand.
From man which is thy hand. Meaning Yahweh Bashar controls man and put the spirit on them to play out whatever judgment that he has on people, man.
It says, O Lord, for men of the world which have their portion in this life.
Who got their portion in this life? Who more carnal and worldly than Esau, Edom, man? The earth was given to the hands of the wicked. When you go to Genesis the 4th chapter, Cain.
Yeah, Cain. Yeah.
What was he given?
No, he was given that mark of exemption, not mark of exemption, Salakia. He was given that mark that anybody who would touch him is going to be twofold. They should get twofold against that. Salakia, I don't want to butcher it.
But then when he came back as Jacob, what did he receive from our father Isaac?
The sword.
The fatness of the earth. Which was ultimately from who?
From Isaac, but Yahweh Shai.
So it was all spiritual how it played out, man. This damn devil and his system is going down, man.
Just to I ain't want to butcher it, but this is Genesis chapter 4, verse 14. And the Lord Yahweh said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. So that's not
that's cool though, because he had that blessing, but this is where the curse kick in these times. He said you will be cursed. You feel me? This is where that curse is really kicking in, man. When this kingdom crumbles, when all this confusion sets in, because he think that he's in control, but by the time he really figure out that he's not in control, what? It's gonna be too late. He will be consumed. He already been consumed by the spirit of the Lord's mouth, which is, like you said earlier, man, the prophets, man. First and foremost, he's being pulled down by this word that we preach. As we preaching Yahweh Shah into existence. We is the forerunners of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. Shalom, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. Brother put up a good precept, Romans 13:4. It says, for he is the minister of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid. For he beareth not the sword in vain. For he is the minister of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, a revenger too. And that's talking about who? Esau Edom, man, because the powers is set up. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah put this man in a position that he's in. So if you fight against him, you ultimately fighting against Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. And he don't bear the sword in vain, meaning he's gonna use that sword. But I think it's Ezekiel that talk about him sharpening the sword, man, getting it ready for a sure destruction, man. We see the FEMA camps, we see the tanks, we see the mass grave things they call.
Oh, you talking about the casket thing?
Yeah, we see the caskets. We know about the bullets. We know about the things that chop off your heads.
The guillotines.
Guillotines. He is sharpening that sword, man.
That's right.
To execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. And that's talking about you tribes, man. And the rest of you heathens, man.
Yeah, once again, just to clear up, that confusion from earlier. This is Genesis chapter 4, verse 15. And the Lord said unto him, therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him. Right? Which that mark was what? Leprosy that Cain received. All right. Going back to what we was talking about earlier, how basically Esau have received his portion, all right, in this life. But now it's time for Esau's portion to be taken away, man. All right, your time is up. The beast system, it's time for its destruction, man. We slowly see the economy crashing. All right, we see the estate of this society crashing. The infrastructure, all right, of this place is deteriorating, man. So what does that mean? When this kingdom goes down, that means Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah's kingdom is being built up, man. All right.
Yeah, the brother put up that Ezekiel. I just quoted Ezekiel real quick. This Ezekiel 21:9. It says, "Son of man, prophesy and say, thus said the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, say a sword. A sword is sharpened and also furbished, man. He is getting this thing ready, man. Like the NWO, man, is here, man. Like all these years that the elders and apostles have been preaching, man. Starting with Abba, you feel me? Starting with the seven, starting with King Marshall, with that Malachi 4:5 had to come to pass, man. Waking up the sons unto the fathers and the fathers to the sons, man. But now Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah is using Esau to get everything ready, man. Everything is ready and lined up and in tune, man. That's why we got to get in tune with the spirit, man. To also chant down Babylon the Great, to make it fall the same way we did Jericho, man.
I'm going to pick back up in Psalms chapter 17, verse 14. It says, from men which are thy hand, O Lord, from men of the world, which have their portion in this life, and whose belly thou fillest with a hid treasure. They are full of children, and leave the rest of their substance to their babes.
And that's exactly what Esau do, man. He get rich, and then he passed down everything from his grandfather to him, to his sons, to his grandchildren, while the sons of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah fall back and had nothing, man. And we go without days and Numbers
hungry, starving. Esau don't have to worry about where they go get their next meal from. They got everything. You feel me?
And that's why the Lord is going to what? Disappoint him and cast him down, man. This is watch. This is Job chapter 20, and I'm gonna start at verse 20. It says, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired, right? Because this devil, he got all different type of things stored up. You know, he got riches and gold stored up. The scriptures say what? That his gold and silver shall be cankered. You know, roughly paraphrasing. All right. So the things that he desire and the things, these different plans and plots and conspiracies that he got, that he think he about to rule the world with that MOTB. Guess what? That's a thing that he desires, man. That he's gonna rule the earth forever, do away with the Israelites. Those are the things that he desires, man. All right. But the Lord is not going to allow that to happen because obviously it's not according to prophecy. All right. It says, verse 21, there shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. So it says in the fullness of his sufficiency. All right. A sufficiency is a conveniency. All right. When you're sufficient in something,
You're satisfied.
right, you're satisfied. So when Esau feels satisfied, that MOTB rolls out, you got the masses, majority of people, they're willfully taking it or they're being forced to get it. And then you got Esau, you persecuting and putting niggas to death. That's when Esau gonna feel satisfied. That's when he's gonna feel at most sufficient. But then the Lord's gonna disappoint him and cast him down.
Yeah, because the Most High got him in a trick back, basically. You feel me? He go think that everything's all good, everything's going to plan, and then voila, everything's go fall apart right before his face. And he knows it. Esau knows that he's going down. It's just that the Most High put a spirit of pride on him. You feel me? The same way that he did Pharaoh, he put the spirit on him. Esau knows that Yahweh Bashim that was shot and the angels is out here watching with that pride demon on him. Right?
It says, every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. And when you go into that word wicked, the word means labor or worker. And who is the top people that have labored and worked for this devil to be where he's at today? The Israelites, man. All right. So when he's reached the fullness of his sufficiency, the Lord is going to first and foremost turn his fishers into hunters, man. All right. He's going to raise up his elect, and those elect men that have been beamed up on those chariots, they're going to come back down, man. They're going to get you top rank banker families up out them dens and them caves, them underground bunkers, man. All right, that y'all hiding in. Y'all think y'all about to restart civilization after the nukes come, but no, man. You have something else coming to you, man. Slavery. Y'all gonna go straight into slavery, man. All right. The Israelites are going to rule over you, man. Even in the kingdom of heaven, you're going to be the lowest serf, the lowest servant in the kingdom of heaven, under these other nations, man. This is okay. Revelation chapter 18, and I'm gonna start at verse 14. It says, and the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee, and all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all. And when you go into Revelation, the 18th chapter, it speaks about Babylon, which the daughter of Babylon is now America, man. This whole chapter is talking about the downfall and destruction of America. But when it says, in the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from you, it's talking about the kingdom of America. Esau, Edom, everything that this devil has desired, all the riches that he's gained from his wickedness, from his witchcraft, from his murder, you know, and all the other wicked deceits that he's plotted to get where he's at today, they're going to depart from him. And another thing, he's not going to have access to the left-hand spirit anymore, man. The Lord wisdom is going to depart from this devil. He's not going to be able to tap into Satan and get that power from Satan and get counsel from those spiritual demons and that spiritual wickedness on the left-hand side anymore. The Lord is going to take that power away from him. All right. It says, verse 15, the merchants of all these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing. And then the merchants are that is talking about is these other nations that have made covenants with you, man. All right, those European nations, all right, those the nations that consist of the Northern Atlantic Treaty Organization, they're no longer going to be in cahoots with you. When they see this place burn, all right, which is going to be broadcasted, when this place goes down, they're going to weep for your torment. They're going to stand in fear. Why? Because they know this is something of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, the judgment of the great horde. Once again, bringing it for a circle that, the beast system is falling, man. You had something, or it's well, yeah, that's pretty much the point, man. All right, we didn't want to spirit kind of, Well, with that being said, call Elohim La Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rachak Wadash. Shalom, shalom, Mawafla Babal.
Shalom.